here tonight. Welcome to Talladega Super Speedway. Welcome to KRC, and also welcome to our NASCAR 07 Busch Series Custom Schedule season. Back-to-back nights for the first time in a while with this game. Yeah, it's been a minute, but here we are. Talladega. I didn't want to wait long to do this one because based off of last night, especially, we're in the hole pretty deep. We're over one full race worth of points behind points leader Tony Stewart. We only have 8 races to go to try to run him down. It's going to be a long haul to try to battle him off for these final 8 races, lead as many laps as we can to try to get max point stays, get wins, and hopefully we can make a run at it. And we're going to need a little help even beyond just putting together good performances for us. We're going to need Tony Stewart to be a little off his game from time to time at least if we're going to want to have a shot. But appreciate your support as always. Thanks for tuning in. 2 days away for the 4th of July. But yeah, Talladega. Aaron's 312. Starting on the pole. Let's get into it. We're 170 points out of first. Stewart starts second. We start first, so we really need to make sure he doesn't lead any laps out of the gate here. Green flag is in the air. The Aaron's 312 is underway at the Talladega Super Speedway. And launch off the initial start for Jimmy Johnson. Whatever happens here, we're going to try to lead as many laps as possible, but if we're about to get split by multiple lanes coming to get us at once, we need to make sure we stay in front of the 33 at all times. Dan Bowers, Billy Kramer, Wade Solinsky, thanks for tuning in. Got Ryan Newman up in the picture here in the very beginning of this race. Big block on Tony Stewart. That's probably going to slow everybody up in the pack. Kyle Busch is going to get to the lead now. Where did he come from? Busch is going to lead the first lap. I don't even know where he started, but really wanted to make sure Tony Stewart wasn't going to get to the lead. Now, from our first 2 races in the Busch Series at Talladega in this game, I will state that the fuel window is going to be not normal. We'll probably be pitting about every 20 laps or so, and that is what has caused a lot of cautions in the first 2 Talladega races. We finished 6th and 11th in both Dega races this season. This is the 3rd and final one. We got Johnson trying to keep up with Ryan Newman. Stewart in 5th right behind us. Those top 2 really pulled away out of the gate. And Johnson's going to be trying to bump draft Ryan Newman to get up there to those top 2 cars. I did not hit him square whatsoever getting into turn 1. That could have been a wreck. I don't know how he held the car as steady as he did there. I hit him like directly in the left rear quarter panel. I was wiggling. Going into the corner, I didn't lift. It could have been very problematic. There we go. Hit him a lot more square that time on the backstretch. Newman going to the outside. 117 car going to go up to try to block the 39 of Newman as well. I'm surprised that I qualified on the pole. I don't remember having a fast car at all the last couple times we've raced here. Going to the inside of Brian Newman for position. Looks like he's trying to go 3 wide up the middle. That's not going to work out quite yet. Johnson underneath the 117 car for second. Newman to help the 48 of Johnson. And Kyle Busch has led the first 3 laps. Cars One Boy, thanks for tuning in as well. Going to the Daytona 500 next year. That's awesome, man. Definitely have fun with that. Alright, so clear for second. Going to move up to try to let Newman go. Draft behind him now that we're starting to lose Kyle Busch a little bit more. I wasn't close enough to Busch's back bumper to stay in the draft with him when I went to make the 3-wide move for second. So we'll sit 3rd. We're only a second off the lead. Stewart in 4th right behind us. I did put a chat poll up for how many cautions collectively you guys think we're going to see in this race. 4 different voting options. You have between 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, or 9 plus. Big bump draft on the backstretch from Johnson to Newman. He moved up right when I was about to try to bump draft him in the tri-oval again. 49.176 that last lap, fastest lap of the day. Over a second faster than the qualifying time for Johnson, which sat him on the pole. Really hoping I can stay with Newman here. And you're going to Pocono next weekend, awesome. Well, I didn't want to have to do this, but we're going to have to let Tony Stewart go and try to draft behind him because I lost Newman. Really hoping I don't lose Tony. And I think I'm going to lose him because he's drafting off of 39. I still have not led any laps in this race. Well, as long as Tony Stewart doesn't lead, I'm okay with him running third. I just don't want him to get any bonus points. At least that way I can say I did what I could. So now the Hendrick duo of Brian Vickers and Jimmy Johnson are working together. All 3 Hendrick cars in the top 5. Vickers the only one that hasn't won this season. Got really loose. Little 3 and 4 there. My car's wiggling like crazy. Stayed in the gas though. Stewart's up to second as he had made the pass on Ryan Newman. Johnson going to abandon Brian Vickers. He is close enough to draft behind Ryan Newman if he can make this pass on Vickers quickly, and he does. So there we go. Now Jimmy's up to 4th. Oh, is this Kenseth? It's Mark Martin. I don't think he's a rival. I know Kenseth is. Did make contact with Martin in the last race, but I don't think it was significant enough. And a Phillies game at the end of the month. It just sounds like you got a ton on your agenda, which is awesome. Oh boy. Contact with Ryan Newman. A rub and run to get by him for 3rd. And Johnson 1 spot behind Stewart. The problem is we're going to have to work with Tony Stewart to get to Kyle Busch. And we just got to hope that when we get there, Stewart's not the first one to make the move for the lead. Lap 10 of 117 already. I don't like that Stewart's running the high side. I prefer if he ran the bottom. Actually patch this rivalry up with Tony Stewart over the race today if we run nose to tail quite often. Stewart and Johnson definitely getting closer to one another. More big-time bump drafting on the back straightaway. Johnson waiting to pull out of line. Now he does. Middle of the corner in turns 3 and 4. Johnson pulls out to try to make the pass for second on Stewart. Again, don't want Tony to lead any laps. And now the 5 and the 48 are 1-2 at the front of the field. Fastest lap of the day again for Johnson that last time by. I'm honestly just going to stay at second behind Kyle Busch and draft behind him for a minute. So I just really don't want Tony Stewart to lead any laps. Maybe we can have a chance to potentially get away from him. It's the hope. Making a 2-car tango instead of a 3. One car's already blowing an engine on the back straightaway also. Yeah, I'll keep that voting poll open for quite a while into this race, too, just to see how it fluctuates. Caution-free so far, through 13 laps. Busch and Johnson are starting to pull away from Tony Stewart. Busch has led every lap so far. Just got to keep the mental focus there for the rest of the season. Really got to try to find a way to get back in this championship hunt. I mean, this is definitely a race that you would think that Tony Stewart could have an off day. Just with it being a super speedway. I'm hoping that that's the case for us so we can really eat into this lead. I mean, if we don't get it down under 100 points with 5 races to go, it's going to be tough. Because that means we're going to have to beat him by like 3 to 4 positions on average over the course of 5 races. If we don't get it under 100 points in the next 3. Which even 70 points in 3 races, that's tough. I mean, most of those are going to have to come from this race. Starting to lose Kyle Busch a little bit. Trying to stay with him. Getting a little bit of that share draft. Not enough of it, though. But again, the fuel window is much shorter than what they are in real life in this game with the Busch Series at Talladega for some reason. So we will be pitting around lap 20. The more laps past that we can make, the better. Hold Tony Stewart behind us a little bit here, slow him down before we drop into third and draft behind him again. I was doing well sticking behind Busch. I don't know how I lost him. Maybe it's just the 5-car having that much more speed. Pulling way ahead. Now Johnson, middle of 3 and 4, goes wide. Stewart to second. Johnson trying to stay with him. Is he trying to hit me? Can't tell. Martin side drafted me and I couldn't even keep up with Stewart. There you got Martin and Vickers behind us. I'm scared for Martin to get underneath this because I really think he's going to hit us. Don't hit me. Okay, he's not a rival. I didn't know if he was or not. I was so scared. mean, we've been in the top 5 the whole race. So there's that. I'm really hoping Kyle Busch isn't the first car to pit, but considering he's led every lap, he hasn't been in the draft like a lot of these other cars have been. Oh, that hurt. Now we're back to 5th. Why am I dropping like a rock all of a sudden? I went from doing perfectly fine to now I can't even stay in the draft behind anybody. I didn't pick up any damage, so I don't know why the car is acting like this. I feel like I'm doing a good job staying in line. Losing speed. We're blowing up? What's going on here? Only going 182. I don't know why I'm dropping back like this. It's concerning. 5 seconds off the lead already. We do cycle all the way through green flag stops, so the plan is definitely going to be to go right sides only. Actually, I might even go just fuel only. Think about doing just fuel only on this. Really try to get all this track position back, because we've lost a lot the last several laps. Letting these cars go, but just can't stay behind any of them. I mean, before I could just hop in line right behind him and I'd suck right to him, but I can't do that right now. Almost 6 seconds off the lead. Nobody started any pit stops yet. Lap 20. I'm going to go to lap 22, I think is going to be the plan. Well, oh man. Yeah, I'm going to go to lap 21. I'm going to pit. I'm going to stay out this time. I'm going to stay out this time and then pit the following time by. It sounds like the leaders are pitting right now. Well, if they're pitting, I'm pitting. That would be where I run it out of fuel. Well, I didn't want to lock the tires up there because I'm not taking any. So, full tank here. Not going to repair any damage. We really don't have any. It'll be splash and go only for Jimmy Johnson, and he needs this to be a quick stop. Out on the pit road pretty cleanly. Yeah, I was going to stay out one more, but then when I saw everybody else in front of me pit, I figured that was the... Oh my gosh, I had to wait on Greg Biffle to get in his pit box. That's going to cost Johnson a ton of time. And Tony Stewart stayed out of the pits. So that means Tony Stewart's going to get 5 bonus points for leading a lap because he stayed out of the pits longer than everybody else. Well, that sucks for us. He still hasn't pit. He's going 2 laps longer. I hope he runs it out of gas. Hope. I got some of my track position back going fuel only, but not all of it. Trying to catch Mark Martin in front of us here so we can have a drafting partner. I'm barely keeping up with him, but now that we're getting up to speed, can't stay with him. So Stewart on to pit this time. No caution. Through pit stop cycling. At least so far. I'm really upset I didn't lead a lap. I had chances to pass Busch, but I was being patient. I didn't think I was going to lose him. I don't want Crocker to pass me there. Really got to time this out perfect. Need Aaron Crocker to pass me. Oh, that wasn't good at all. That was not what I had planned. Trying to slide in line behind her, I about turned her. Watch these cars on the bottom of the track.
You're making it look easy out there.
Up to 6th.
You're closing in on some cars that are
Right about where I was running, about 6th or 7th before the pit stop started. Well, we've gotten all the way through pit stops, no caution. A lot more to go where that came from. So it looks like we're going to be pitting at lap 40 because I pit at lap 20. And we went fuel only. I would imagine everybody else took 4 tires. The tires aren't burning off as much as the fuel though, so I can get away with that. At least once. Now we'll probably have to take rights on the next stop, or we go fuel only again and then take rights and lefts and then go back to fuel only twice, rights, lefts, however many stops we end up having to take. Because if we go rights here, then we don't have to change the lefts until the 4th stop. I think we can make it about that far at least. Do we have the speed to stay with Aaron Crocker? I don't think I do. I don't know what is going on with the car. About lap 16, lap 17, I've started not to be able to stay in the draft with anybody. And I don't know why that's the case now, because it wasn't like that this entire race until then. Here goes Newman.
Don't worry about it. We'll see him again. Clear all around.
There we go. Keeping up with Newman, finally. I don't know why I couldn't keep up with anybody before that. Unfortunately, we had to fall all the way back to 8th before we found a drafting partner, but finally stopped the bleeding. Newman running this middle to upper groove though. Worked with Ryan Newman quite a bit in this race actually. Drafting Newman down the back straightaway. Starting to pull me now that he got behind Aaron Crocker. Really need Newman to pull out of line. Go, Ryan. There we go. Bump draft him, get him underneath Crocker that way. Now I'm going to lose him. I just hit a wall of air right when I moved up. That is insane. That quick of a sudden movement costed me that much. That was unbelievable that just happened. We stay with Jeremy. Stay with Jeremy. I thought this car was going to be quicker. You qualify on the pole on a super speedway, you'd expect it to have single car speed in the race. Nope. Missed that criteria for some reason. I'm not lifting. We really need to stay with these guys now because now we're getting to the point where there is nobody for the foreseeable future from 10th on back. There you go, big run. Big run, big block. There we go, back to 7th. Right behind Aaron Crocker. I didn't want to hit her like that. Oh, now we're 3. Man, it was all working well until Crocker went up the track. I didn't want her to. I was hoping she'd pull down and block me.
The 9 car is looking to pass.
I don't know why this is as hard as it needs to be right now. To stay behind it. I'm trying, but I get such a big run. Nobody wants to go anywhere. Go. Right, now they're side by side. Jeremy left me in the middle of the corner. I was really hoping he'd stay with me for a minute. I can't follow both of them because that's why I keep losing them. I need to pass one and sit behind the other. They can't make their mind up as to who wants to lead this pack, and it screws. Oh my gosh. Well, I saved it. No, kind of. Caution. Our first one of the day. I think Crocker went airborne. I didn't lift, clearly. I forced myself in there. That could have been preventable, but I was getting restless. Oh my gosh. Screwed the pooch on that one. Does it bunch the field back together? Yes. But I gotta hope I don't lose time on pit road. I gotta change tires now. No, that was my fault. I got crowded, but I stuck my nose in there when I should have lifted, stayed behind. I stayed in the gas. Everybody's pitting. I think I actually gained a spot on pit road. Crocker got a benefit out of that because she's 3rd now and she was 6th. I was 7th and now I'm 6th. So it worked out for both of us in the end. Alright, first caution. Green flag back in the air, lap 36. So now we're looking at about lap 56. We'll have to pit.
Number 5, inside.
We got both of our teammates right in front of us, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay with them. Of course not.
The 122 car.
And Tony Stewart's back in the lead again, of course.
So he wants
I don't know why this car has gotten as slow as it has. I really have no clue why it's so hard for me to stay in the draft now. Like, we were perfectly fine staying right behind the leader until about lap 16, lap 17, and then a switch just flipped. This guy just tried to turn us. I don't think this is the track you want to be trying to turn people, buddy. We got to take our first field pass up here. We got to get Ryan Vickers to the lead, or Kyle Busch. One of these guys, you got to get one of them to the lead. And try to hold this pack up for Johnson to play catch-up. As soon as somebody pulls a block on me late, my momentum gets cut immediately. I'm feeling that with Vickers. I felt it with Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, you know what? That might have been a better idea, is just to hold up Tony. Trying to get him to the lead and hold everybody up, but still want to win this thing. I'm going to try it with Kyle Busch. Big run for Busch on the back straightaway. Take it. Try to get to the lead on Aaron Crocker. Busch is... Oh, clear! He cleared himself. That didn't work. I thought it was clear. I pulled up a little early, obviously. And that didn't work. And now Tony's going to get to the lead, isn't he? He's underneath Crocker. Crocker's still trying to get her momentum back. So is Busch. Oh, boy. I had it. Oh my gosh. It doesn't take much contact to get out of shape, let me tell you. That's twice in one lap. Now Stewart's in the lead. I mean, that's got to be the worst possible thing that could have happened in that scenario. I thought there was a hole. Why do I keep thinking I'm clear? I swear, I feel like I'm clear. I move up. Alright, well, 12th place. This race just keeps getting from bad to worse for us. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong over the last probably 25 laps or so. I mean, the car's still in one piece. So, I mean, there's that. I did DNF last night in California. We're only 3.8 seconds off the lead. We just got to keep the interval tight. Somebody slow on the apron. Oh, Busch just hit him. I don't know who that was. Was that Tony? I think Tony Stewart blew a motor. I think Stewart blew a motor and Busch hit him in turns 1 and 2. And somehow Jimmy Johnson just And I mean, just missed Busch, who was coming up the racetrack.
You're looking real strong out there. Let's just push the pace a little
And now he's
more.
driven to 8th. Busch clobbered that car. I think it was Tony Stewart, because Crocker's leading now. I don't want to get my hopes up. But it might have been Tony Stewart who blew an engine, which has major championship implications with his 170-point lead. And Johnson's passing cars all of a sudden.
That's one less guy we gotta worry about. Clear.
Big run for Johnson. And a bold move to get to the outside of Kurt Busch. Keeping the draft. Why did it take for Tony Stewart to blow an engine for this thing to turn into a rocket ship all of a sudden? I went from like not being able to keep up with cars to passing them with ease. The switch is flipped again, apparently. I think we're the lead Hendrick car. I don't know if Vickers is ahead of us still or not. He ran a 49.115 that last lap. Bump drafted Ryan Newman all the way into the corner. Now we just got to focus on having a solid finish. I don't even know if I care about winning anymore. All I care about is points. I mean, with the win come the points, so there's that, but we just need a top 10. If Tony Stewart was the one that blew the engine there like I'm thinking it was, we just got to focus on
Work together out there, buddy. You might just help us.
Yeah, Vickers is in 4th. Good speed out of Johnson. Big bump draft to Newman on the back straightaway again. Again, pit stops right around lap 56 is my guesstimation. And a move by Johnson.
We're in the top 5. Let's get these guys.
And now behind Brian Vickers. Teammates working together. Busch destroyed the front of his car. You'd have to imagine hitting Tony Stewart. Somebody else blew a motor. They're on the back straightaway. Caution. For the second time today, it looks like trouble back in turn 2. Caution flag is out, and it's Kyle Busch who loses a piece of debris. So he was off the pace on the backstretch right in front of the leaders, and that was probably after hitting Tony Stewart. And this debris caution is going to put us in a weird scenario where I don't know if we should pit or not. I'm going to pit if everybody else does. Actually, I'm going to pit anyway. Oh, they're not pitting. That's okay. I'm okay with getting off sequence here. We're giving up a lot of track position, but I'm okay with this because I know they're going to have to pit within 10 laps. We're going to have to pit at lap 56. This will probably extend it a few laps with the caution, so it's going to be closer to lap 59 they'll end up pitting now. So now the strategy portion of the race takes over at that second caution. Yeah, we'll take some tires too. Means we're the only one down here. Second set of tires going on the car.
Looks like we're the only car on pit road during that entire caution.
The Busch is back here too. Cautions ain't done yet. Green flag back in the air, lap 50. About 9 laps away from the rest of the field pitting. And we've got to make some passes so we can draft behind some cars on this restart.
The 5 car is gaining on you. Clear on either side.
Well, I passed one of them. Honestly, I think Busch is not done with debris. That hood's so much... I mean, that hood's so crinkled. You would think that it's going to fall off at some point. Vickers just got to the lead on the restart. I kind of don't want to be running behind Busch in case his hood falls off. You know, that debris caution kept him on the lead lap because he would have went a lap down like in seconds. I mean, I guarantee he was going a lap down before we got back to the start-finish line that next lap. And bold strategy giving up all that track position. But again, they're going to have to pit within 9 laps. So they're going to be pitting at or around lap 60 at the most. So even though I'm not able to keep up with them on the restart, just let them all pit. I still haven't led any laps in this race, so if this is how I'm going to lead laps, I'll take it. Give me 5 bonus points. A lot of lead changes up there. Keep voting in the poll as well if you haven't yet for how many cautions you think we'll get in the race. $52. Playing the pit strategy game now. Team controls that Busch stay with. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, it's working well. He's got a lot of damage. He's not the only car that isn't able to just pass me now single-handedly. That stinks too, because he was leading a lot of laps early in this race. He had a fast car, just wrong place at the wrong time. Stewart blows an engine, pulls to the bottom of the track. Busch runs right into the back of him, and that's where he gets his damage. So again, about lap 59, I'm predicting them to pit, maybe even just before that. We'll get to the lead. Oh, well, caution. Never mind. Debris, and that was Busch's hood that just came off, so it's our 3rd yellow. All right. Well, so now I'm just hoping they pit, and I can just cycle to the lead this way. I mean, if they don't pit, I'm going to top off. And that's also why I didn't want him in front of me, because I would have ran that over and just destroyed my race car. That would have been my luck. So we got to watch the field here. If they start to pit, I'm staying out. If they stay out, I'm going to pit. And they are pitting, so we're going to stay out. Johnson is now in the lead. We'll leapfrog the field on the track position play. Now, we'll have to pit before them, but only by a few laps. We only ran about 3 green flag laps there. So we're looking to pit about 3 laps before the rest of the field. All right, here we go. I finally led in the race. Got my 5 bonus points. Took about half of the race to get there. I started on the pole, too. That's the sad part. Started on the pole, it still took me 57 laps to lead. Now we gotta just hold them. It's gonna be easier said than done. I mean, we've had so many different leaders in this race. There's a chance we could still lead the most. I'm not ruling it out. As I say that, we're getting passed for the lead. Crocker back to the front. She got way out ahead of the pack, though, and Johnson's got a big run on the back straightaway now. Pulls out of line. Just to make a pass. And well clear into turn 3. Well, I should lead this lap at the line this time. Only, I mean, she does have a quick car. She's been quick. She almost passed me back right after I got around. Yeah, there she goes again. Oh, that was on me. Truex got by on the bottom. I mean, I just completely stalled the entire pack out. That wasn't supposed to happen. Johnson to the outside. Trying to get by the 8 of Truex. Got it done. Draft and Truex pull away. I'm trying to lead the most laps. New objective is to try to get a max points day. Holding everybody up. We were side by side for the lead, and we'd be able to really close back in on him if I wasn't side by side with Kenseth. Oh my gosh. It's Kenseth. Oh, we're definitely far from over. Sadler and Johnson with a big run on the back straightaway again. I think we're officially halfway home at the line this time by. We'll be at lap 64 of 117. Johnson with a big run into the tri-oval. Trying desperately to clear Elliott Sadler. Just ran a 48.9 that last lap. Fastest lap of the day again. Cleared Sadler, but now Truex. Back underneath us, try to keep up with the 8 again. Oh, big run for Jimmy. Oh, Truex got against the wall. I didn't touch the 8. We were 3 wide, just ran out of room. Sadler to the bottom. I'm really hoping he gets underneath him and we can just push him by. Yeah, I did my math wrong. Sorry about that. Yeah, we were halfway at lap 58. 58, 59. My bad. Yeah, plain as Jimmy. Trying to get him his first career Xfinity title. Or Busch Series title, I guess, at this time period. Well, keeping up with Sadler. I still want to know what it was earlier in the race that I just lost the ability to stay in the draft with cars. I'm just really hoping we don't run into that issue again. Frito MVP 11, thanks for tuning in. Easy Network, thanks for watching. Oh no. No, I hit him. I did not hit him square, middle of the corner. And Sadler and Johnson were so close to Matt Kenseth when that happened. So it sounds like Tony Stewart, who blew an engine earlier, is going to get back onto the racetrack. Just basically in hopes that he surpasses somebody else in the running order for points. He will still be the points leader after this race, no matter where we finish, because we were more than a full race worth of points out. But again, developing story, Tony Stewart, who had a 170-point lead over us, blows an engine from the lead nonetheless. Either from the lead or second. Clearly put him many laps down in the garage, and now he's back. Okay, he hit me. Oh man, they almost wrecked. Now we're 2 seconds off the lead. I'd really like to stay a little closer. Truex Newman. Had 3 cautions also in the race, if anybody's wondering how many yellows we've had. Mainly because of that voting poll. Really hoping to stay with this 8 car. Close. And we're going to have to pit within a couple laps anyway. Restarted 66, ran 3. Probably go to lap 72. And then pit at lap 72, I think, is going to be the plan. So once we make it to lap 72, we will pit. A couple more laps. Then everybody else will be pitting a few laps after us. So I'm going to go fuel only again. Just like I did the last green flag stop. And we'll see if we cycle all the way through it. Gotta make sure I don't push this car in the wrong spot like I did with Ryan Newman. Same pit at lap 71. Yeah, it'd probably be the safe thing to do. Newman kind of held this car up in front of us just a little bit. I'm still going 72. I like that number. I just don't. Hopefully we make it back around. You're making me more nervous than I was before. I will say. I like the lap 72 number. I'll be in 4th place. Yep. That's costing us some time. Just ran out going into turn 3. I honestly thought we were going to be all right. I mean, we did hold those guys up, so that helped. Still going fuel only. And I still got a break getting into the pits, and I still sped. I ran out of gas for like a quarter of a lap, and I still sped on pit road. How the heck did that happen? Oh, don't. Come on. Get in the box. Tony Stewart? No way. No way. Are we not able to get onto pit road because of Tony Stewart? You've got to be kidding me. Oh my goodness. I mean, we were still going to cycle out mid-pack. Not anymore. Now we're a lap down. Are you kidding me? I mean, the pit box is wide open. Like, we could just swing around him. It's not because I'm out of gas. Because when you get to pit road, it takes over. It's not like NASCAR 21 ignition. This is a game glitch. Like, I don't know why I'm not going into my pit box. My guess is because Tony Stewart's there, and we'd be waiting for him to pull out, maybe? Of all races, he blows an engine. This happens to me. And I'm not going to... Like, we had a good race going. We were in 4th place. We were in 4th place. With, like, less than half the laps left. There's nothing I can do. There's literally nothing I can do. No matter what button I push. How many laps down am I now? 2? 2 laps down? I don't think there's any way out of this. Unless we get a caution. It's not because I'm out of gas on pit road. Like, I've been out of gas before. When you get to pit road, then the game takes over, and you run, like, pit road speed all the way down, you make your normal pit stop. It's not because I'm out of gas. Again, this is not because I'm out of gas. This is just a random game glitch, which I think it's because Tony Stewart's sitting in a pit box right there. If I'm guessing. Because sometimes the car will stop and wait for somebody else to leave, and vice versa. You're in, they'll wait for somebody else to pull in and then leave. Like it did on the pit stop under caution. What the heck? He could just go around me. How does that make any sense? This is unbelievable. How did Truex get around me? I can't look in my rear view. Like, there's no look back cam on pit road. I can't tell how many cars are behind us. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if we should play this out or not. We did have this happen at Dover earlier in the season. This is unbelievable. I've never seen this. And again, Tony Stewart blew an engine. in this race. We were 170 points back in second in points to Stewart. He blows an engine. I'm running fourth when I come into pit. We only have, what, like 50 to go? Maybe less than that? A little yeah, we were lap 70, a little less than 50 laps to go in the race. It was lap 72. A little less than 50 to go, and then this happens. I cannot believe like this didn't need to happen. Like this is such a crunch time of the season. We finished top 5. We're within 20 to 30 points of Tony Stewart. And now we're going to gain some points on him. However many cars DNF between me and him. Because all these cars that are stuck behind me on pit road, I pitted a couple laps before them, so they're still 2 laps ahead of me. So I'm not getting any positions back on them. I haven't seen anybody cross the start-finish line in a minute. Pace car's still on pit road, so we're not under caution. I think... No, there goes one car. Somebody weird's going to win this race, too. Probably going to have a new winner. You can't restart it. Season mode. And if you quit, you DNF. Because, again, this happened at Dover. I forget where I was running in that race. I don't think I was having a good race when that happened. It wasn't like this. It wasn't like I was top 5 and then... That is unbelievable. Ever watch NASCAR Weekly Podcast? Oh, yeah. All the time. I don't catch it live very often anymore. Just with like my work schedule and not making it all the way to the end and stuff. But I always make sure to go back and watch it. Even if I fall a week or 2 behind, I'll just, even though I know what happens the following week or whatever in the real world of NASCAR, yeah, I still go back and watch. I'd like to be featured on there at some point. That'd be awesome. Yeah, this is, I don't know how long we sit here at this point. We're not going to know where we're going to finish. I wish I could see behind me. I don't know why Truex didn't leave either. Truex pulled into his pit box and he never left. My car's not moving at all. Even when Tony Stewart blows an engine, he still finds a way to screw me over. That is unbelievable. I mean, we got to quit. I mean, there was no movement there. That's not good. Oh, man. Next race is Texas. How many points do we gain? That hurts. That hurts majorly. Because not only we didn't gain a bunch of points on him, but because we only gained so few when we could have gained a bunch, that's just more work I have to do in the rest of the races going forward this season. 248? No way! No way! No way! I'm going to assume because I quit, I finished last, and then it randomizes the finishing order after that. Because if that's the case, we should have gained points on him because he DNF'd way before we did. He blew an engine like, I mean, it was at least 20 to 30 laps before us, probably more than that. That was just being generous. Now we're 248 back? How do we lose points? Even if he comes back out, I don't think he beats us by that many positions. If any at all. considering that there was as many laps as we let run by there behind us while we were sitting on pit road. We probably had less than 40 to go, and he wasn't even out of his pit box yet. That is, I mean, as if it couldn't get any worse. Oh my. How am I going to win this championship now? Like, it's going to take a comeback of all comebacks to win this championship. Turn the system off and turn it back on. I didn't want to do that. I mean, we do that. It's like, then I'm restarting the race. It's still, like, I was hoping, personally, what I thought was going to happen is I was going to DNF, obviously, with doing that. I didn't think I was going to finish last and they were going to randomize the finishing order. I thought it was going to, like, at least keep the guys that DNF'd, like, still DNF'd. And we would have gained a few points on them. We would have been like 150, 160 points back instead of 170. Not 208. Would have let it play out. There were, like, I don't think it would have ended because at some point we would also, even if the checkered flag would have flown, we would have also had to cross the start-finish line. And I was already a few laps behind everybody else before they started pitting. So, yeah, of everybody that was still on the track, at least. There were a few DNFs. There was like 3 cars that blew an engine earlier in the race. Stewart was one of them, obviously. I cannot believe that. Now we only have 7 races left. And we're like a race and a half back on points. And again, he blew an engine. So I don't know that he's going to do that again. To be quite honest. We can go out, win these last 7 races, lead every lap, you know, get the max points day, keep him from getting 5 bonus points. There's no way we're going to catch you because we're only going to gain 15 points at a time if he finishes second and we win and lead the most laps. 15 times 7 is... what, 105? If I do my math right. Yeah, 105. Not 248. I mean, he's not going to finish second 7 races in a row, but he may finish second 3 or 4 of them. And then the other ones, you know, I gain an extra 20, 30 points. But yeah, I don't see, he's going to have one at least. At least one finish like well outside the top 10, probably 2, and I'm going to have to win out. Yeah, I mean, we went from Kulwicki was back by that much with 6 to go, 92, 248. So we have to pull an Alan Kulwicki is what you're saying. Led the most laps in every race. Yeah, 2 DNFs. Yeah, at least 2. One, if he DNFs just one time, well, the problem is he just did. And we didn't get credit for it. If he DNFs one time, we finish the rest of the races. And we, you know, win a majority of them. We could cut it close, because that would probably cut it to 100. We really only need him to DNF once. Twice if I don't win every race, which is more than likely not going to happen. So, yeah, I mean, this near impossible race to win the championship has gotten maybe 100% impossible. Well, we have a little extra time to kill. I'm not going to be able to just jump and do the next race because we just ran 72 laps at Talladega, so it's already past 8 p.m. I mean, it's just, if I didn't know Tony Stewart had like top 5 speed almost every single race, I wouldn't give up on this. Like, I was looking at the race statistics Not before tonight, but before last night. And Kyle Busch had one more top 10 than me. And we're barely ahead of him in points now, but back-to-back DNFs. I had one at Dover, technically. We got 3 DNFs on the season now. And 2 of them were because of that kind of a glitch. And that happens again. I mean, then what? Like, we're gonna have to do our best. Next race is at Texas. I'll pull the rest of the schedule up real quick and I'll tell you how many tracks we've got left. Well, obviously we have 7 races left, but I'll tell you where we have to race at. Can't believe that happened. There was no way around that either. Tony Stewart was going to be there the entire time. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, even if I pitted the lap before, it wouldn't have mattered. That probably would have happened regardless. Yeah, so 3 DNFs now. My average finish was 9.0, and it's probably not that anymore. And that was even after last night's DNF. I think it was like a 7 point something before last night, and then we get back-to-back DNFs and back-to-back nights. Kyle Busch, don't count him out of this championship yet. He was over 300 points back a couple races ago. If I start to come back, you'd have to imagine he's probably going to also. He's going to try to keep this competitive too. I don't know how many laps I led. Not many. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. 801 laps led this season. I'll just give myself 6. Seems like a good number. I probably led a little more than 6. 3 under caution. I probably led 5 laps in there. I'll give myself 8 laps led. Trying to keep track of my stats on the year. 803. I'll give myself 8 laps led. So we have Texas. I haven't raced that yet. No, I did. We finished third. Tony Stewart won the first Texas race. Oh no. Are you kidding me? So we raced at Texas already, and Tony Stewart won the first Texas race. So he's probably going to have speed in this one too. Go figure. I finished third. Watkins Glen. We raced at Watkins Glen already. We finished second to Matt Kenseth in the first Watkins Glen race. New Hampshire, we haven't raced at yet. Would be after Watkins Glen. Then Bristol. I finished second at Bristol to Kenny Wallace. And then Richmond, we haven't raced at yet. After Richmond is Phoenix, which would be another new track, and then Daytona. And the 2 Daytona races, we finished 38th and 35th. And we let it combine 6 laps. We let it combine 6 laps out of 220 between those 2 Daytona races combined. So of all the tracks we have left, 3 of them we haven't raced yet this season, and the other ones I didn't win, the other 4. So I haven't won on any of the tracks that we have left this season. I mean, the odds are stacked against me. I mean, they were already stacked against me. Now that I'm like reading these stats out loud to you guys, they don't sound promising. I'm getting good finishes outside of Daytona. That season, I mean, see, even if we like go into Daytona like down 70, 80 points, I'm not going to have speed. I didn't even have top 10 speed the first 2 times we went there. Like, how the hell am I going to get myself out in front to win that thing? Oh, man. We'll hope and pray for a miracle. It's all we can do. 300-mile race, Texas. Yeah, 300 at Texas. Watkins Glen's 82 laps. 200 laps at New Hampshire, 200 miles. Bristol's 250. Richmond should be 250. Bristol might be 300. I think Bristol might be 300. It's either 250 or 300 in this game. But Richmond's 250. Phoenix will be 200. Daytona, I think I have the 120 lapper on there. It could be the 100 though. I'm not sure of which Daytona race I put as the last one on the season. Facing the impossible chance of a comeback. Yeah, well, we're going to try it though. We are going to give it a go. And we're going to give it a go tomorrow night. I know the next not live commentary, the next stream was scheduled for Friday. We're going to give it a go tomorrow. As of right now, things could change with my scheduling, so I don't want to set it in stone, but I'm going to try to do this Texas race tomorrow, and it's only because this stream ended so abruptly tonight. I'm barely over an hour because of the DNF. So, our DNF last night was with 3 laps to go, so. I mean, just those two things, like, we don't DNF with 3 laps to go in that race. We finished with a top 10. What, we were like 6th or 7th before I wrecked the first time, and then I was just so out of shape I wrecked the second time, then DNF'd in the last 10 laps. We finished 6th, 7th in that race, and then this glitch doesn't happen with Tony Stewart blowing an engine. I probably got over a 100-point lead. But a DNF at California with 3 laps to go, after running in the top 10 in the final 10 laps of the race, then the glitch tonight happens after Tony Stewart blew an engine. He still beats us for whatever reason. By a lot. I mean, he gained nearly 70 points on us. Gained 68 points on us tonight. We go from probably looking at being over 100 points to the good to minus 248. Just like that. That is unbelievable. Hit the like button anyway. Subscribe for more NASCAR content. I'll try to get the Texas race in tomorrow night. If I can, it'll still be Friday, but I want redemption. I gotta stay mentally focused from start to finish of a race. I mean, I did today, and it was just a weird game glitch. Last night, took my eye off the prize several times and bit me late. So, gotta stay mentally focused even if we're not in it for the win, because we need good finishes at the very least. Keep ourselves in it. That's all we can hope for. Have a good rest of your Tuesday night, and see you next time, everybody.